perfect that Marlene talked about that. So that's actually perfect because let's dive into it now. Let's see. Then let me do this and then hit record. All right, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We back again. Myself and Michelle. We do this call every Wednesday. And, there's people on there that watch the recordings. I get so many messages that say, hey, I missed it. I was at work. I was doing this. But we love getting knowledge and tips from you guys. And today we're going to get to the nitty gritty of a lot of people that's watching this or that's on live. A lot of them I see on live here, all in the company, the amazing company that we're in, New Age. And then there's people online that just come and get, tips on network marketing. I got friends that say, hey, I just want the tips. And so today is, what the other half of whatever your business or opportunity provides. Some people are in product companies. We're in a product company. And some people are in service companies. And but the other side of that is income, the opportunity. So matter of fact, if you're watching the recording, you're watching this live, if you are in this to make some income, or you're watching this because you want to make more income, in the comments, give me a 1. Drop a 1 in the comments. If you are here and you want to make more money, you want to make more income, let's just be honest, you need more money for you and your family. So the ones are piling up and they're coming in. You guys, and I believe a lot of people need more money nowadays. Me and Marlene just shared about how it was tough to get from Canada to the United States. And do you know why? Because all the major airlines don't have enough employees. Why? Because people got fed up with depending on jobs. People have got to the point where they're like, well, this job isn't paying the way it's supposed to. I'm going to another one. They're bouncing around, or they lost their job in general and just never went back. So what does that mean? People are out there looking for income. People are looking for that extra not security blanket, but you can call it that. Some people call it a security blanket. Some people just need an extra $500 to $1,000 because gas prices alone here in the United States, I don't know what they are in Canada to be exact, but gas prices here have rose. I watched a good friend of mine, a mentor in this industry, been following him for years. He's in my company named Duke, and he was just talking about the difference of price. People are now having to look at gas for their car as a bill. It used to be like, we'll fill up whenever we fill up. It's on E or it's on half. Some people wait to get to half. Some people wait to get to E. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. But now they're looking at it like, oh, I got to put this into the budget because, and then don't be like Michelle and be married. And then now you got 2 cars and, oh, well, let's make sure that we, and don't let you have kids that in high school or that's driving. And now you got 3 cars to pay attention to. And see, people are looking for more income. So let's get serious now. This industry wins and thrives when it's times like this. When the economy starts going up, I was talking to my uncle's girlfriend and she was telling me about, oh, you wouldn't believe how much this costs at the store. And I'm like, she's like, yeah, I bought only, 10 things at the grocery store and it cost me $100 and some. And I'm like, what all did you buy? Did you buy a new TV on with that? But no, she was buying groceries. See, everything has increased. So why not increase your income? And a lot of y'all said that, and matter of fact, if you don't want to make extra income, you might want to jump off because I'm going to talk about money now. We're going to talk about money the rest of the day. I might go the rest of the year talking about money because we need it. If you didn't need money, you wouldn't have your own business. I see Mr. Runny on here, and I know Michelle, photographers. If money wasn't important, they wouldn't do any more work outside for anybody. Nobody would go to work. I know Melissa and Andrew. I know they retired. They wouldn't take a retirement check if money wasn't important. And we don't need that. See, if money ain't important, Lance wouldn't be out there, doing concrete and remodeling homes if money was not important. Money is something we all need. It's a tool here that allows you to bring out the inner you. That's it. So if you are selfish and, rude and evil, guess what? That's what money's going to show. But if you're a kind-hearted person, you love helping people, you love giving back, you love impacting, guess what? When you get more money, you'll be able to do more of that. And so how do you create money in this industry? Well, it's real simple. You got to have a daily activity list. Some people call it an income producing activity list. Some people call it utilizing, like I know the great Tim Sales says, the pipeline. So all these different things, 829. Oh my Lordy. Whoo, for gas. Gas alone. One gallon of gas is almost $10. So just picture that right there. But you got to have income producing activities, you guys. What are your income producing activities? What are you pushing for? Have you ever just sat down and thought about it? Okay, so let's just say, for instance, you needed an extra $1,000 a month coming into your household. What does it take within your company? So what does it take for us in New Age to have $1,000 extra coming into our business? We need $250 a week extra to get to that $1,000. Have you even thought about how many customers or how many brand partners? Because that's how you make money here. So if you got a team and you're not making $250 a week, well, that's fine. Now it's up to you. What do you have to do from your standpoint? How many people do you have to talk to? How many people do you have to follow up with? How many people do you have to call in within your organization to see how many appointments you got to do so you can make that $250 a week? Or if it's just you want an extra $500 a month, whatever it is, $10,000 a month, there's no limit in network marketing. That's why I love the industry, because some people just want an extra $500. And some people like me, I want to one day make $1 million a month in this industry. But see, my goals are different than your goals. I don't, I like to, push for the stratosphere. Really, for me, I don't have no limit on what I want to accomplish, because, hey, we can do anything. I know for sure when I start making even $1 million a month, I'm already impacting people now with just the little money I have. Imagine what I can do when I got $1 million a month, and so it's different things like that. So what is your income produce? What does your week look like? What does your calendar look like? I had a great mentor of mine that told me this a long time ago. He's like, well, Ed, you want to get to that level. You want to make that type of income. Let me see your calendar. And I was like, my calendar? What does my calendar have to do? I asked you how to make money. And he said, well, when you can show me your calendar and show me what's on it, I can tell you, I can determine how much money you will make. And when I showed him my calendar, I was kind of embarrassed because it wasn't nothing on there really. I'm going to be real and upfront. Wasn't no 2-on-1s. Wasn't no 1-on-1s. Wasn't no lunch appointments. Wasn't no parties. Wasn't no, wasn't no team Zooms. Wasn't no 3-way calls. See, all these type of things that we do wasn't a social media time. When I was going to post and be interactive on my social media, it wasn't none of that. I wasn't nothing scheduled. I was just all over the place. And see, a lot of people saying, well, I'm too busy to do this business. Well, let me see your calendar. Okay, yeah, you may work 8 to 5. Okay. And then you got the kids, they come home and you got to help them out. Okay. Well, what about those 2 hours right there? That's 7 to 9, that 8 to 10. Are you doing something then? Well, no, that's what I'm a little tired, and I got to watch my TV show. Well, that's not income producing activity. You're not going to make any money doing that. Let's just be real and upfront. That movie that you want to watch, that's not going to make you no money. That gossiping phone call you was going to call and talk with your best friend at lunch, that's not going to make you any money. See, those type of things aren't going to make you any money. Matter of fact, I'm going to be real. Yes, the kids may have practice. Let's say the kids have practice. But you sitting there watching them practice ain't going to make you no money. How about you drop them off at practice, go back to the car and make you some calls? How about you call a friend over that's a mom or a dad of your kid's team and say, hey, come to my truck. I got something I got to share with you. That is income producing activity because you're sharing something. You're getting the opportunity out there. You're getting the products in front of somebody. Some of y'all have products. Okay, well, Well, okay, you're going to practice anyway. Why not take you a couple extra for us and be like the energy drink? I know there's other moms and other dads that's getting off work that's tired. Why not take them an energy drink? Say, hey, I want you to check this out. I need your honest opinion at the end. What did you like? See, that is income producing activity. You're getting your product and your service in front of other people. So you gotta do some income producing activity. There's no days off. A lot of people say, well, I worked all week. I worked 40 hours. I worked 60 hours. I worked 70 hours. That's fine. Well, God created the universe in 6 days, so you ain't done nothing in your 6 days that compared to doing the universe. So why are you more interested in taking a day's rest? Now, I don't have nothing wrong against it, but I'm getting tired of hearing people say, I want it, and then don't put in the work. You're here for a reason. You want to make money. You got to put in the work. You got to get this amazing opportunity in front of other people. You got to look at your calendar. You got to tell your time where it's going. It's just like your money. Matter of fact, if you agree with me that it's time and money, is it about the same? If you don't tell it where it's going to tell you where it's going. How many of us had a $100 bill in our wallet, and next thing you know, that $100 bill was gone? Because we didn't tell it where it was going. You bought this, you stopped it. Well, if you take that $100 bill to the gas station, now it's gone completely in the gas tank. So, but how many times you just had the $100 bill or a couple $100 bills, and next thing you know, you went to Target, you went to Walmart, you stopped here, you got this, you bought it. Oh man, I know I just had $200-300 in my wallet, and now it's gone. Well, see, because you didn't tell your money where it was going, so now it's telling you where it's going to go. And guess what? That's the same thing with your time. You know how easy it is to just blow past time? See, and then next thing you know, you're not doing anything. You think you're doing something because maybe you showed up to the matter of fact, to be honest, these calls are amazing, but these still don't make you income. See, me and Michelle understand that the only way for us to make money is still go do the income producing activity. We still got to sit down with people and share the product, share the opportunity. It don't matter what it is. We got to share that with other people. And that's how you make income. But we know things like this is what help, get people going. But the thing is, motivation only lasts, it's like a shower. It don't last 24 hours. So you got to take a bath every day. So we can do this every week. But if you don't do anything in between each day and do the activities, you're not going to make any money. And now let's talk about what this industry can do for you. See, this industry really allows you to leverage yourself. So you take all those efforts, let's just say you just got started, or let's say you need to relaunch. Some people are like, for me, I have a lot of people that's on subscription, but I don't really have any builders right now. Nobody's really wanting to build. Well, how do I change that? Do I call them and beg up the people on my team like, hey, you need to get going? No. You know what I do? I go out there and I find new customers and new brand partners that want to work now. See, timing is different for everybody. But what I can tell you is right now is the best time for you to be doing something in this industry. Matter of fact, I wasn't in the depression part. Like I wasn't going through all of that back in 2007, 2008, 2009 era. But you know what I did? I was a benefit of the after effect right afterwards. When I got in, it was 2011. People were still hungry and still looking for extra income. And you know what? I was blessed not to make any incomes, but I was blessed to make hundreds of thousands of dollars off of that side effect of people just kind of just being around it, joining right then. And the company that I was in went into momentum, a little small momentum. It wasn't even big on some of these bigger scale companies, but it was momentum. And guess what? Just being around it allowed you to make some money. So my question for everybody is, for the people in our company, we know what our owners want to do. We know what their what their projection, what their goals are. So what piece of the pie do you want of that momentum? Do you just want, an extra, 10,000, 20,000? Cool, great. Or what would the extra $1 million? Ask yourself that. Now that may be too high for you to think about, but what would the extra $1 million a year do for you and your family? Oh, that's too big. What would the extra $200,000 a year do for you? What would $250,000 a year do extra for you? What could you do? In the comments, what are some of the things that you can do with $250,000 extra a year? Extra. We're talking about you still got your own job, because a lot of people can make $250,000 a year part-time in this industry. So what are some of the things that you and your family, that you would do for you and your family? What are some of the things? In the comments, let me read them out. Because this industry allows you to create that leverage. And when you start creating that leverage, that is where you truly get the benefits of this industry. See, and leverage is this, you guys. And I'll end off with this. See, I can go and put 10 hours a week into something. I can put 10 hours a week, and you can too. You can put 10 hours a week into your business. Maybe an hour on Monday. You know, Mondays is your slow day, you know, so you got to kind of just wiggle it in there. I mean, your busy day. And then, you know, Tuesday, about another hour. And then Wednesday, you look a little bit more flexible. So, you work 3 hours there. Fridays, you got wide open. So you work, 4 hours there, whatever, to equal up to 10 hours a week. Now, let's just say within 30 days, you had 10 people join your organization. Maybe you brought on a couple people, they brought on a couple people, and you show each one of them how to just do 10 hours a week into their business. Do you know that you went from 10 hours a week into your business to over 100 hours a week because you brought those 10 people in, because you showed them what to do? That's 100 hours a week. You only put 10. That's great. But let's just go one more level. Let's say you show each of those, 100 people. Now it's 100 people. Those 10 brought on 10 each, and now you got 100 people in your organization, over 100 really. And you show each one of them how to do 10 hours. That's over 1,000 hours within the week going into something. Do you know that's not even 1,000 hours in a week? That is the power of this industry. But you got to get busy. You don't get to 1,000. You don't get to 1,000 people. You don't even get to 100 people unless you put in the work first. So you create income by finding customers and brand partners. You create long-term income by creating leverage in this industry. And I want you to have that. So I want you to get back to the nitty-gritty. I want you to have more lunch appointments. I want you to do more 2-on-1. I want you to do more 3-way calls. I want you to have the life that you truly desire and want and deserve. Quit looking at it and say, oh, that person's so lucky. I'm so happy for them. No, not me. You deserve it, Marlene. You deserve it, Mr. Runner. You deserve it, Michelle. You deserve it, Miss Sharon, Dr. Kenneth, Kathy. You deserve to win. Y'all deserve to have whatever it is you want for you and your family. So quit pointing the finger at somebody else and say, oh, I'm so happy for them. No. Okay, it's all right to be happy for people, but now it's time for you to go win for you and your family. You got to draw a line in the sand and say, you know what? Enough is enough. We're going to go do this. I don't care how many times I mess up. I don't care how many people shut the door in my face. I don't care how many people don't answer the phone. I don't care how many people don't show up to the presentation. I don't care how many people don't show up to the party. I don't care how many people quit on me. You know what? I'm going after it. I'm going to make it happen. You deserve it. You just got to say enough is enough. I'm pushing forward. So that's all I have. Now I get to pass it to my partner in crime, Michelle. I know I went over just a little bit. I'm sorry, Michelle, but I just wanted to share that. I didn't even have many notes, but it's just coming off the heart of what I wanted to share, because I had to look at myself and say, I wasn't doing enough. Sometimes, and so I'm not just talking to you guys, I'm talking to myself as well. I had to say, you know what? I got to work harder. Right now is the time. Right now isn't the time to kick up my feet. Yeah, it's summertime, but right now is the time that people are looking. 4th of July and Canadian Day are over with. Those are the 2 slowest weeks in our industry. You can ask anybody who's been in this industry. My mentor tells me all the time, it's going to be hard, that week around 4th of July. But afterwards is when people really start to look. People need extra Christmas money. How many people you going to help put an extra $1,000 in their bank account for Christmas? How many people you going to help, generate some extra money so they can go on a good spring break next year? How many of y'all would like to go take your kids on a great spring break trip next week? Well, guess what? It starts right now. It don't start 2 weeks before the vacation. No, you got to start right now and make the money that you need to make to get it done. So how do you make money in this industry? You go talk to people. So Michelle, it's on you.
All right. Thank you, sir. It's always good to hear from your heart, because that those tend to be the most powerful messages, honestly. So as Ant's talking about that, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, I hear people talk about how they're too busy, they don't have the time, all of the things. And I'm going to challenge us all to evaluate our mindset, to look for the interference, the things that cause us to say, I can't, I don't have enough time, this is in my way, that keeps me from doing it. Let's identify what that interference is. When we can identify it, we can eliminate it, we can change it, we can create a shift here. And so as we evaluate that, perhaps we're going to find that interference looks like spending time in front of the TV, or maybe it's scrolling on social media. Maybe that time is, diverted through things that aren't bringing about income for us, that aren't moving us forward towards our goals. And when we identify what that interference, or it might not even be an interference necessarily, but just what are our activities? I talked about that last week, of taking inventory about what are we doing? What's filling my time? And then ask yourself, is this activity, whatever that is it helping me to become the best and most effective version of myself? If it's not, it might not be something that's bad, right? We can spend a lot of time on things that they're not toxic, they're not unhealthy, but it might just be something that's taking our time, because time is something that we all have the same amount of, and we get to choose where we spend that time. And so if we will evaluate, how are we investing the resource of our time? And when you find that it's being siphoned off a little here, a little there, through those activities that aren't income producing, activities that aren't helping us to grow and become a better, more effective version of ourselves, that might be the time where we say, okay, this is something I enjoy, but I need to press pause on that for right now so that I can focus on my goals. Or maybe when you take inventory, you go, you know what? I've been spending a lot of time or money on this activity over here, and I don't necessarily enjoy it. It's not benefiting me truly. It's just something I've gotten in the habit of doing. So I need to eliminate that. And you might even find, if it's something you did enjoy, you press pause, you eliminate the distraction. Down the road, you're going to look back and go, I don't even miss it. I don't know why I spent so much time doing that. I don't even miss it. And then we get to redirect that time that we have reclaimed by evaluating, what is my distraction? What's my interference? And at that point in time, when we have reclaimed that, we need to be intentional with where we send it, with what we do with it. And sometimes it's easy to get overwhelmed by the magnitude of a goal. That might be a physical goal, that might be a remodel on the house, that might be a financial goal. When we look at the magnitude of the goal in its entirety, we can get overwhelmed and say, I don't even know where to start. And then we don't start, right? So I want to share something with you that I think will be helpful in getting down to the nitty-gritty, where you can take that time, redirect it, and use it efficiently. So this method is called the lowest common denominator, LCD for short, the lowest common denominator. And what you want to do is break out those activities. So in business, like when I am talking to somebody about my photography business, for instance, I'm not going to tell them about every single service that I offer. That gets overwhelming, right? They're like, whoa, I don't even know what you do, right? I might look at somebody who has a little one, and I'm going to talk about a cake smash. Like, that's a specific thing that I can talk about for that person. If we're talking about our network marketing business, somebody's going to come to me with a health situation, and I'm going to share a product with them. I'm not going to throw the entire catalog at them and say, hey, choose from all of this. They're going to be so overwhelmed. They don't know what to do with that. And so we focus on one aspect, one element. When it comes to focusing our time and our mental energy, we might look at this and say, okay, I've got a list of 25 people that I need to call. I don't have time to call 25 people. Well, maybe you don't, but call one. And then you might be surprised how smoothly it went, how quickly it went. And you go, oh, that wasn't too bad. I can call another one. And then you'll start to, as you build that habit of reaching out to people, talking to people, you might go, you know what? Those conversations are only taking 5 to 10 minutes. I got 5 to 10 minutes in the car between here and there that I can pick up the phone and talk to somebody while I'm driving. I wear a Bluetooth headset so that I'm hands-free, whether I'm doing housework, whether I'm at the barn, I'm in the car, so I can have conversations while I'm doing other things. You're utilizing those little pockets. And when you do that, when we start to recognize, oh, you know what? That didn't take that long. I can fit this in here. And we start to do that, then it becomes more of a habit. Then we'll look for those pockets of time where we can fit those little activities in. And what that does is it creates an energy, a momentum that says, I'm in the habit of doing this. I talked to this person and it went great. It felt good. And if we have a conversation where it doesn't go so great, pick up the phone, call somebody else. Don't end on a negative. If you have a phone call, a reach out that somebody says, nope, no thanks, not interested, and it gives you a yucky feeling, pick up the phone and call somebody else. Shift that energy so that you don't stay stuck in that yuck feeling, right? Take control of that so that you take and learn from it. What didn't go well? All right, great. I know better for next time. And connect with somebody else to share, to be a blessing to somebody else. Because we get what we focus on. So we need to focus on what we want. If paying off debt is our goal, if we're not laser focused on, I have a few extra dollars here, I'm going to put this toward my bill. I had an extra job, or I sold some extra product. If our focus is not on the target, which is our goal of paying that off or achieving that financial goal, it's going to be real easy for, like Ant said, that $100, it just poof, it's gone. But if we will focus in a singular focus on what that goal is, and we chip away at it a little bit at a time, we come at it with that lowest common denominator, and we have a focused, intentional mental energy towards it, we will move ourselves closer to the goal faster than what we think is possible by just simply having a targeted mental energy. And on that same thought process of your mental focus, like where does your mind go? I'm going to encourage all of us, myself included, because I have been practicing this the last couple of weeks, and I have seen my businesses both start to climb. And that is expect the business, expect the connection, expect the yes. And sometimes that's hard, if we've talked to a lot of people and they say no, or you've had consultations with people for a business connection and they choose to go someplace else. We can allow ourselves to get discouraged by that, or we can be thankful for the opportunity to practice our skills, to connect with people, and then open the door to the next person coming in. And so I want you to start looking for opportunity because it's there. And the more you expect the opportunity to connect with someone to be there, the more you will find it to be there. And then just be willing to share. Just open your mouth. Share from your heart like Ant just did. I was just having a very casual conversation with a friend of mine at the barn the other day. about the band, the CM2 band, the Pulse band that we have. Was just a very casual conversation. I was just telling her, hey, I ordered one and I'm excited to see what it does. The next thing I know, I sold one to her and the other gal that was standing there. Like, if I hadn't been just sharing about my daily activities and what I'm excited about, that would have never happened. And so if we don't come at it from the perspective of I'm going to get people to buy something, like, that's not what it's about. It's about serving. It's about approaching people from a heart that says, I want to help make your life better. This made my life better. Maybe it'll help make yours better too. So when we have a heart of service with an intentional focus, we expect the opportunity, we expect the yes, and we're inviting, like, our energy is inviting that in. It is just mind-blowing the way that you see it start to grow. It manifests, it begins to come to fruition. And when that begins to happen, we do what Ant said, and that's teach those coming in how to do the same thing. Encourage them to share with that same heart, to bless and benefit others. And before we know it, we're going to build a momentum and a team mindset that says, how many people can I help today? How many pockets of time can I find in my day-to-day where I can just reach out and connect with someone? It will become a habit, and you'll begin to look for those. You begin to crave that positive interaction where you're blessing people, you're benefiting people, where when you just had the courage to say, I'm going to find a pocket of time and I'm going to talk to someone and see, how can I help you? What can I do to serve you today? It's going to benefit your business. It's going to benefit your personal growth, and it's going to expand your circle, which is going to in turn expand our businesses. So this week, identify your blocks, evaluate your time, where your resources going, and then choose intentionally to redirect them. And let's see where it goes, right? I would love to hear next week. Ant, can we take 5 minutes next week when we get started to ask for some testimonials, for some feedback? I would like to hear from you who are on this call, who are implementing these tools and these tricks, to say, how is it benefiting? Like, what have you implemented and how has it changed your business? Can we do that?
Absolutely. I would love to do that. Matter of fact, let's just see how it goes, you guys. Matter of fact, everybody just come with, some of the activities. I mean, a lot of people in the comments, I even went over to YouTube and seen people putting ones in the comments because they want to make some money. So let's see what kind of activity you do over this next week. Let's just see. And let's be real with each other. Let's hold each other accountable, because you want to make money. You want to build that life for you and your family. So why not? I would love to take 5-10 minutes of next week and see where everybody's at. See what really they did. Not just putting people on the list, because putting people on the list is part of it, but that won't make you any income. Thinking about it won't make you any income. Jumping on every Zoom without anybody with you won't make you any income. See, in order for you to make income, for instance, we have a renew call every Tuesday. So that was yesterday. If you jumped on that call, how many people did you have with you? See, that's what makes you income. This won't make you income. It's a great, to get you motivated, get you going. But guess what? Until you actually, like Lance, I see Lance doing the concrete over there and doing construction in general, until you pick up the hammer and grab the nail and hammer it in, or take the nail gun and push it in, nothing gets done. He could have the best blueprint in the world, but if he don't ever connect the dots and connect the boards and connect the wood and do the work, nothing gets done. It was just all a vision, a goal. It was just all of that. Now it's time for you to get to work. It's time for y'all to make some money. And always remember this, you guys. And Michelle, you can end this off, but I want to end off with this. This is something I say to myself, even around the house, when things that I don't feel like doing. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. So every time you think about not making that call, just think about how easy it is just to pick up that phone, make the call, and just see if somebody's on. How hard would it be to pick up the phone and say, hey, Marlene, I don't know if you're interested, but I just got something I want to share with you because I care enough about you and I love you and I just want to share this with you. Or you could go a different route with it. There's so many different ways you can invite and do different things like that. You can go lead with the opportunity. You can lead with but just have that positive attitude and that energy level that Michelle had. And I promise you things would look different for you, but also do the work. Don't just think about it. Just do the work, you guys. And we love you guys. And we hope y'all got some nuggets from this. Feel free to share this with anybody and everybody that you want to. We'll be back next week, and we can't wait to see what activities everybody does. And I can promise you this: I'm gonna have my list of activities that I did from today to next Wednesday. How many calls I made, how many follow-ups I did, how many sit-downs I did. So I will have those 3 for you, even if it's just horrible numbers. But I'm not gonna let myself embarrass myself. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. So I'm gonna definitely have my numbers up. So I'm gonna unmute everybody so y'all can tell Michelle how awesome she is, because she is the rock of this call. Tell you awesome.
You're great, Michelle.
Thank you. That was amazing training. God bless you both.
Thank you also, Michelle and Ed.
Thank you both. That was great.
Yes, thank you, Aunt Michelle. Awesome, both of you.
Have an awesome